afternoon, good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. I'm Charleene. It's so nice to connect with you. Tell me where you're joining from today. Say hello in the chat. Oh, I already see our friends. Hi, Kathleen. Blessings to you, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Hey, City. It's nice to see you. City joins us from the Philadelphia area. Hi, Ashley. Oh, look at the resonance. So beautiful. It's good to see you. Ashley's coming in from Southern California. Such a beautiful part of the country. Oh, the bulls are really, they're chatty today. A little angsty too. It's interesting. It's always fun sitting in front of them. You never know what's going to come out till you get there. So, hi, Anik. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. I hope you are well. How are the travels going? Oh, well, it's always good to join frequencies with you. I'm glad you're here today. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time here, welcome. Let me tell you a little bit about what to expect. Nothing. Expect nothing. There are no expectations because every session is completely unique, not only to you, to who's here, but to what's going on around us every day. So what the bowls do is that these 13 chromatically tuned crystal singing bowls are made out of over 99% quartz. And you know, quartz crystal's really conductive of electricity. So these bowls actually pick up the vibrations that are happening in our environment, in the world around us, and then also in the group collectively. I have a TV screen sitting right in front of me. I see all of our wonderful smiling faces. And you're putting off an energy, a vibe of sorts. And the bowls respond to that, just like you do when you walk into a room. You feel the vibe of the room. You stay or you don't. So the bowls will kind of guide me towards places within them. So specific tones and frequencies that will begin to activate. And they'll either work to help release energy, loosen things up and release, or it'll start to bring in energy. So it's kind of, it's the only thing you have to expect is the unexpected. Hey, Dorothy, it's good to see you. Yes, my baker friend from Scotland. Dorothy one day tempted us with the idea that she had just made a plum cake. So from that, she's always held a special place in my heart as the baker of the group. Hey, Nathan, good morning. Good to see you. Nathan joins us from Utah. Oh, and Dorothy is from Scotland as well. Katie, good morning. Katie from Portland, Oregon. You said it's sunny and clear. Nice. Good for you. Beautiful, beautiful day in Portland. Aw, I love it. So many of our community connecting. Hi, Victor. Good to see you. Victor joins us from Dallas, Texas, and I see there's so many more faces as well that have tuned in. I see these little bouncing icons in the bottom of my screen. I see your smiles, your flowers, your hats, your cool energy vibes, your bow ties. I see it all. It's very, very cool. So I'm glad that you're here. Hey, Jill. Nice to see you. Oh, that's right, Anik. Anik's joining us from a slightly different place today, friends. Anik is joining us on the other side of Canada. He's doing a little stint in BC right now. Glad you're here, the Sunshine Coast. Love it. Today has an interesting energy about it. I don't know if you've been experiencing, but I have. Started early. It's a day to expect the unexpected. Literally. So today our moon is making a beautiful, I say beautiful, I call a lot of things beautiful because I think there's beauty in everything. This version of beauty is a little more, it's a subjective kind of beauty. But what's happening is that the moon is conjuncting Uranus. So the moon today, the moon representing our inner feelings, our inner workings, our emotions, that fluid side of us we don't always project to the world. The moon is actually in the sign of Taurus. And in Taurus, it's a beautiful sign for her. There's a lot of connectivity and ease. This is a place where the moon naturally feels at home, this very feminine space of stopping to smell the roses, really appreciating the beauty, finding serenity and peace and comfort. And that's so a moon that's our moon as she passes through Taurus has all these beautiful aspects. Well, our moon is making a conjunction, which we'll talk about in a second, with Uranus. A conjunction means that my cat wants to explain as well. I'm not sure if you just heard him, but he's here. So a conjunction means that it almost creates a synchronicity, a syncing, not a synchronicity, but a syncing. Forgive me, I misspoke. A syncing of the energies of the two planets. And sometimes that can be very beneficial, and it actually augments the benefits that those two planets are creating in that moment. So the energy becomes easier to move through. It's easier to cultivate or make things happen. And sometimes the conjunctions can be a little more exciting. Today we have one of those little more exciting ones. A conjunction, if we're getting really geeky about it, it just means that two planets are about 8 degrees apart if we're looking at an astrological chart. Think about like the astro pie in the sky. That was really cheesy. That there's two planets, so right now the moon and Uranus about 8 degrees apart. So they're pretty close. Uranus, it's the planet of rebellion. Uranus also connects to the number 7. It's this idea of, he connects to 7 because it takes Uranus 84 years to make a full circle around our sun. So we kind of extrapolate that down and directly connect to the energy of 7. And this is an energy of change. It's an energy of detachment to force change. When I say rebellion, I mean rebellion in that finding all the things that don't work so we can break away and then move into a place of finding things that do work, energies that do flow, that do support us better. I mean, if we see how Uranus is in the placement in the sky from times of significant shifts in history, we've seen the Great Depression, sounding familiar, seeing the French Revolution, so revolutionary wars repeated all throughout history, the French Revolution being one of the most notable. Sounding interesting. So there's a lot of these aspects that are coming up when Uranus says, hey, we gonna play. And right now, Uranus is transiting and has been for the past couple of years and will be for a while, a few more years, transiting through Taurus, interestingly enough. So moving from where it had been, which had been in Aries, first sign of the zodiac, to Taurus, second sign of the zodiac, moving from the masculine, Aries, to the feminine, Taurus. So whenever I was thinking about today of what would be interesting to kind of connect all this, I couldn't help but think of our Nordic friends, the Valkyries. So if you know anything about Nordic mythology, back in the day, Odin, the great king, the god king, he would come to Earth and appoint women, usually they were daughters of great kings or chiefs, that he would bestow on them magical powers. The word Valkyrie is actually comprised of 2 words that loosely translate. One of them translate to those who have been killed or slain on the battlefield, and to choose. So the role of the Valkyrie was to show up and choose the most worthy among the warriors, because then she would usher them off to Valhalla, where ultimately these warriors would fight with Odin in Ragnarok, the great final battle from the Norse perspective. They're beautiful beings that were very enticing, but also prone to still having human qualities of desire, emotion, wanting to be they can be very extracting of wanting to try to gain their will in this environment as well. The thing about the Valkyries and Uranus that really struck me was this idea that sometimes you have to rebel to make a better choice. Sometimes we have to break free of our bondages to be able to choose something that's to our higher good. And that's not always comfortable. I mean, battle's like never fun. Somebody always loses. So whenever we think about the energy of today, it's an interesting energy because we have this flowing between this inner beautiful, we want everything to be lovely and peaceful and calm, this Taurus moon, which when a Valkyrie was not at war, that's exactly how she moved in space. She didn't live for war, but when war showed up, so did she. So we've got the moon doing this, and then we have Uranus over here, where we've got these intense energies of, you know what, let's make this happen. Let's figure out the best version of you. You got to get on that, dude, and I'm going to help you out. So today we're going to see if we can embrace the aspect of the Valkyries that move between that portion of peace and the strength of choice. And we all get to choose, right? You're not a victim. You get to choose every aspect of your life. Well, I don't get to... Let's just for a moment suspend the idea that there's anything that blocks you from your ability to choose. Let's just try that. See how that feels. Wow. I think the bowls are ready. So if you're ready, I invite you to go ahead and begin to find a comfortable position in which you'd like to experience today, whether it's seated or perhaps laying down. Be as active as you want. If you typically experience the bowls in a more passive state, maybe you want to try something a little different today. Maybe you want to really tap into this power. There's a lot of energy right now supporting the idea of power, of truthful idea, communicating with ourselves so that we have the power to make better choices that allow us to more easily experience the beauty of our life from a place of peace. What is the old Latin phrase, if you want peace, prepare for war? It's really interesting if we think about it, because being aware of all allows us to live where you choose. We don't have to choose to live in a place of friction and battling all the time. But when it arrives, we can deal with it, just like anything. When something good comes, we can deal with it. When something not so good comes, we can deal with that too. It's part of the game of life, right? So as you're finding whatever's going to be comfortable and work for you today, while still being gentle with yourself, there's a lot of stuff happening inside right now. And a lot of stuff happening on the outside to affect the inside. Just begin to settle. I invite you to direct your attention towards your solar plexus right now. You know, we always take a moment to retune before we begin to release so we can receive whatever energy we need to bring in. Right now, it feels like this retuning is really connecting throughout our entire chest cavity, the area of the heart, but also into the solar plexus and even down into your navel center as well. So just direct your attention to these areas in your body just for a moment. Here you go. Good. And take a deep breath in. Let it go. Begin to observe and witness your breath. Its depth, its speed. Its dominance on one side or the other. base of your spine, that sacral area, all the way down into the center of the earth, wrapping itself around the very core, the very fiber of our planets. This is a point at which, as you begin to release energy, which many of you already are, this cord can act to remove that energy. Good. Remove that energy from your space. Just returning it back to Mother Earth, where she will repurpose, replenish, and redistribute that energy wherever it needs to go. Nothing is either created nor destroyed. It's just perpetuated in new ways. Anytime you need to with even more zeal, attempting to show their prowess, their worth, why they should be chosen. Energy is much the same. The energy that we hold is always there for a reason, and it's always battling to be seen, for its worth to exist. The worthiness is always there. It's just a matter of our choice. Where do we choose to direct our focus, our time, our resources, our energy? So I'd invite you now, just as that of our winged friends, be like a Valkyrie. Rise above and begin to witness your space, your own inner battlefield. Can you see yourself gently ascending, turning and looking back? When you close your eyes, you can see your face as plain as day. From this perspective, begin to fly, to hover over your own energy fields, your physical space, and into all of your energetic bodies as well. And witness any and all energies that you would like to let go of. Begin to choose things that don't feel as good as perhaps they could. Let's begin to choose to see these energies that aren't allowing your fullest flow, your fullest potential. Witness them and then allow them to release down your grounding cord, release out into the ether, whatever's right for you. For the Valkyrie, all warriors who were slain would go to one of two places, Freya's hall or Odin's hall. Let's let these energies dissipate, headed towards Freya's hall. Just let it go. over your space. Where else do you notice? Is there any other last moment, any last energy that you'd like to just gently let go of? Good. Now, just as the Valkyrie chose the greatest, the most potent, the most promising warriors to support her king, take stock of the energy that is in your space. You may see it as a vibration, a color, a sound, an image, a picture. It could be an emotion. It's something that you see in yourself and like. You see the value in that energy. Now, there are so many energies in you right now that you could choose to look at, but I'd like to invite you just to focus on one. You may not even be able to articulate what it is exactly. It doesn't matter. Just see this energy, this vibration. See it as a frequency. It could be a color, it could be a sound, it could be a feeling. And then place one hand over your heart, taking a deep inhale in, and saying to yourself, I love this about myself. I love this about myself. I love this about myself. Releasing your hand. And just set the intention that this energy, this vibration, this color will begin to multiply. It'll begin to expand. It'll begin to move and dance, to shift, to enliven your space. I love this about myself. I love this about myself. Supernatural or mundane, this is. I love it. I see its value. I know its worth. I love this about myself. imagine or feel any other energy, color, feeling, sensation that you would like to invite in that complements your this, whatever that energy is. Begin to receive, to welcome in to your space, into your inner great hall. All of that which you perceive will support, will augment, will help expand you. Begin to bring in those energies. You may see them as colors, sensations, feelings, emotions, pictures. There's no right or wrong way. Just invite them in and direct them wherever you would like for them to land. You may know a specific area in your body that just feels right. You could let them have their pick. Intuitively ask them to go wherever's to your highest good. Receive and watch your magic flow towards you. Breathing in this new information, these new energies to inform, to uplift, to ignite a change within you. Welcoming in this detachment from status quo. I invite you now to begin to imagine a beautiful golden yellow color, the same color that was associated with the Valkyries. White, gold, and black. For now, see that golden yellow, the fire of the sun. Begin to bring it into your solar plexus, right here, right at that soft spot in between your ribs. This is your third chakra, your Manipura chakra. It's your seat of power, welcoming in this golden light. Good. The sound that activates the Manipura chakra is Ram. 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 Good. Ram. 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 Here you know your power. You know your strength. You know your fire. You know your worth. Good. I'd like for you to begin to bring your attention upwards to the place of your throat. See a beautiful sky blue color. A light blue that's as vibrant as the day is bright. This is your Vishuddha chakra. It's your seat of expression. Your expression to yourself and to the world. Where you articulate your truth. While bringing in this brilliant sky blue. Maybe you see it as a light topaz or even a light sapphire blue. Whatever blue is good for you today. Let's activate the Vishuddha chakra with the sound of hum. 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 I invite you now to shift your attention towards your belly button, that navel center. It's a seat of potent creativity. Imagine a beautiful orange color beginning to fill this entire space in your physical and energy bodies. Good. This is your Svadhisthana, and the sound that activates it is Vam. 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 Good. Vam. 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 Directing your attention now towards the place between your third eye, between your eyes, the ajna, that sixth chakra. Thinking, imagining, or feeling, and bringing in an indigo blue, the color of the night sky. Limitless potential. Limitless potential in that stillness. Here you know that you know that you know. This is that seat of higher knowing. The ajna, is activated by the sound chum, 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 chum. Sham, sham, sham. Allowing your attention now to slowly descend back to the base of your spine, your first chakra, the Muladhara. It's that place of rootedness, groundedness. Bringing in a ruby red, filling the base of your spine, that sacral area. Feeling an alignment within your system. A sound that activates your first chakra is Lam. 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 Now moving from the base of your spine all the way to the top, the crown of your head. The crown of your head, your seventh chakra. This is where we're connected to all. We recognize the connection not only within ourselves, but with all that surrounds us. Bring in a beautiful violet, light purple color. Sometimes it feels good to bring in a white light or an opalescent white light. Find what speaks to you today and begin to welcome in this subtle color. It's such a high frequency. We perceive white as the presence of all color. But there is color beyond white. We just don't always have the physical apparatus to experience it. Here, you can go beyond to experience the all. The sounds that vibrate the seventh chakra. Some of you know it as Om, some of you know it as Aum. Two sounds, similar root, different vibration. Let's do both. Om. 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 Aum. 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 Bathing in this violet or white light, feeling it penetrate every cell of your body. Take a deep breath in, inhale, holding these vibrations in your lungs, in your entire chest cavity, and then just gently let it go. Good. Take another deep inhale in, bringing in these penetratingly perfect and pure vibrations. Holding, holding, holding as long as you can. Just soak it in. Good, and let it go. One last deep inhale. Holding. Then audibly release. Placing both hands over your heart. Take an inhale in, a deep inhale. And as you do, breathe in an emerald green color. Your heart, your fourth chakra, the Anahata. It feels so yummy. The sound that activates the heart chakra is yum. 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 Experiencing the vibration of gratitude, of love. I love this about myself. You see, gratitude is a welcoming energy. It invites more goodness in. So feeling this gratitude throughout your space, pulsing, vibrating, repeating, expanding. Yum. 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 Taking a deep inhale in, breathing in this energy of gratitude, this energy of connection, this energy of pure potential, this energy of knowingness. Feeling all this goodness begin to settle down through your space, vibrating down, descending. Settling into your system, beginning to bring you back. Your tension's beginning to become more intense, becoming more focused in the space around you. You might wiggle your fingers, your toes begin to stretch, move, shift. Feel your way back into your body more completely, more fully. How are you feeling, my friends? Oh my goodness. If you can, tell me how you're doing in the chat. I'd love to hear. This was a very interesting session. Remember how I said at the very beginning when we first started that sometimes conjunctions aren't always beautiful as we like to think of beautiful. Sometimes they're exciting, exhilarating, overly stimulating. Sometimes they can be a little bumpy. It's kind of what we experience, not only with the bowls, but that's kind of an aspect of the Mercury-Uranus the Moon-Uranus conjunction, and we could really feel that today in the bowls. There was a lot of this sort of shifting around. Some things would feel good over here, and something would feel good over here, but they did not want to. They wanted to play individually. They tried to come together, and sometimes they would, but sometimes they really were here to begin to, like Uranus does, shake it up, to bring these elements of change, of shifts. Sometimes you have to vibrate something to break it free, right? And there was a lot of that happening today. I found that really interesting. So I'd love to hear what was happening for you. Oh, goodness. Oh, so what is that? Sorry, Jeremy's going through, and Katie has said, and please hold the Pacific Northwest in your prayers. Sorry. Many fires are still out of control, and we've been dealing with heavy smoke. My wilderness area is ablaze, and apparently it's raged through your favorite sacred lake also. Yeah, I've wept. It's been so heavy, and the sunshine and clean air are so welcome today. Grateful to be here. Amen. You know, Katie, there's a lot of the stuff that's happening around us that's literally shaking up our world. You know, we only touch on it just briefly here, but you know, these fires, these points of change, of shift. This is what the sky is telling us in many ways, and so it's fascinating to see it unfold. We keep our friends in the Pacific Northwest. We keep our friends everywhere in the world who are going through these shakeups, these places, these points of transition. Transition's never easy, right? For the good or not, it just isn't. It's not comfortable. So we send prayers and love toward all of our friends everywhere, especially those in the Pacific Northwest, and especially our Mother Earth, as she's purging, to grow, to shift, to make and welcome new energies where she can flourish in a more perfect and balanced manner. So thank you for sharing that, Kate. I appreciate you bringing that up. Anik, you've been feeling it as well and smelling it too with the smoke. Absolutely. City, was resonating deeply. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, City. Yeah. Hi, Diane. It's nice to see you. Victor, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much, my friend. Hi, Carolina. It's nice to see you. Your new moon and dancing under the new moon in time. I love that. Anik, you noticed for the first time since you started attending the healing sessions that I could not, quote, let go and relax in the flow. Oh, I'll talk on that in a second. I kept hearing this tapping sound, almost like the tapping of a hand drum. My mind kept going to that versus the bowls. I'm not sure what that means. Interesting. Side note, there was one time but this was the first time I've ever done it in a session, but it felt like it's what we needed to do. We did a tapping vibration. Jeremy, is there a camera that can kind of show? See what I'm doing? See how I'm moving between two bowls. I'm vibrating two bowls. So these bowls are a half step apart, which means when you put them together, the sound waves really hit each other. It's a really strong tapping. So you actually could have been hearing that. But that type of tapping technique it's very similar to something we do in energy psychology. We actually tap different points of our bodies and they begin to release different aspects, reset our meridians, releasing fears, releasing held toxins in our space. You actually begin to have a physical purge. This vibration does the same type of thing. But I'm not sure that's exactly what you've been hearing because you were talking about hearing it in other sessions. So it's interesting because a lot of times the bowls don't always present as the most beautiful, harmonious, symphonically fantastic sounds of all. This is not Galinda. A lot of times it's much more okay. Let's work this stuff out. And so a lot of times it's difficult to relax into that flow. Think about if you're riding in an inner tube down a river. Whenever the white rapids start to form, little bubbles, pockets come up, it becomes a little more of an intense ride, and sometimes the bowls do that. So perhaps that also contributes to your experience. There's a lot of ways to shake up energy so that we can let it go. Sometimes the bowls really direct us towards that. Other times we're like, oh, let's just make it nice and peaceful. And that's, interestingly enough, that usually happens when we're dealing with something with a full or a new moon. All the other times in between. And it makes sense because at a full moon and a new moon, the moon's kind of coming to a point of rest or repose just for a moment. All the other times it's traveling, either becoming full or it's loosening itself, it's waning, it's dissipating away. So there's always kind of these movements. But these 2 times when we sit in it, a lot of times the bowls are just like, let's be so beautiful. And they will. But frequently all the other times they're like, okay, let's do some work. Let's do some work. So perhaps you're experiencing that as well. I appreciate the comments. It's fascinating to hear how you respond, not only on a physical, but also on an energetic level too. So that's so cool, Anik. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for your donation, my friend. Thank you. Nathan, thank you for your donation. Always appreciate you. Hi, Sirkin. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you, my friend. Karen is feeling energized. It's so funny. Isn't it crazy how we can have such divergent experiences from the exact same experience? But that's the beauty of life. I can never really walk in your shoes. I can just hold space as we walk together. It's true for all of this, right? So cool. I love that. Karen, thanks for sharing that. Hi, Ashan. Oh, it's amazing. Thank you so much. My pleasure. It's nice to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Magic. I love your screen name, by the way. Your handle. It's awesome. Wow. That was utterly amazing. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, the bowls they're breathtakingly brilliant. They remind me a lot of cats. They will show up and give you love, but they will also show up and say, I think you could be a better version of yourself. Sometimes that's very welcomed, and other times it's like, are you kidding me? It's 2 a.m. So it's funny. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate the comment. So Sirkin said, you got some relaxing vibe. Yep, so there's Sirkin relaxing. I think it was Karen who said she was energized. City. Charlene, you are the truth. Oh, you're so sweet, City. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your divine gifts with us. It's my pleasure. Thank you. You feel renewed. That's what we're talking about. Renewed. That's amazing. Good. Go conquer your day, or whatever's left of it. Magic. You got a big connection to earth energy. Yeah. It was really, and thank you for sharing that. I had forgotten to mention when I kind of reflected back on the bowls, when we first started, these 2 lower frequencies, so this frequency connects to our, loosely again, there are many theories to this, and there are many notes that activate the same things in different ways. So if I say the D, for instance, connects and activates the sacral chakra, or the second chakra, it's not the only thing it does. It also does many other things. So just heads up as you're expanding your your database of knowledge. So this was really kicking when we first started. I mean, it almost blew me away. There were times today when we first started, the bowls were so be present. They commanded this resonant and vibration where I could only touch one at a time. I mean, I physically could only touch one at a time, and I don't know how it came across on your end, because I'm sure Jeremy was mixing it beautifully, but the vibrations on it literally knocked me over. Not literally, because I'm still sitting up, but I was having to kind of shift back into that vibration. It's like walking into a really strong windstorm. I felt like I was walking into a strong windstorm. So that was really lit up, as well as you were saying, this earth energy. This is a C sharp, which directly connects to the grounding frequencies of the earth. It actually is if we could, in this octave, if we could extrapolate what the earth sounds like, it's that bowl. So it's really interesting what you were talking about, what Katie was talking about the idea of this real need to connect to the earth, to get in, to get real about stuff. Uranus helps us do that. We got to get really real about the things that work and the things that don't. So that's what the bowls were making us do at the very beginning. So thanks for sharing that, because wow, yeah. Magic, I'm with you. I feel that. Kathleen, you feel it, absolutely deeply divine. Yes, yes, they are, and so are you. I hope that's a feeling that you are just resonating all throughout your space with all your fantastic emojis. I swear you must be in my phone, because those are all the emojis I use all the time too. Thank you for sharing that, Kathleen. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. Kathleen, so grateful for your gifts and offerings. Well, thank you for holding space. Thank you for allowing me to reflect back. Thank you for being here. You know, it's your presence, everyone's presence who's here, who contributes to every single session. You make the sessions. I just get to touch bowls. So Dorothy, very deep and powerful, flying like an eagle, then join like your Valkyrie self with your plum cake, then joined by angels for support. Oh, that's fantastic. That's gorgeous. Reminding me of my power. Yes, as I'm about to face some challenges. You got this. You got this, girl. So this E connects to our Manipura, which is where our third chakra, which is where we started our chakra balancing today. We kind of went out of order to kind of move around to see that we had choice. So often we fall into patterns. And it was interesting, in retrospect, we were kind of rebelling, Uranus, against the set patterns to find things and energies that worked, finding different ways. It's very interesting when we flow. Right? That's a very specific energy, as does. Right? And those are familiar, we're accustomed to that. Even if you don't know anything about music, that scale, that series of notes put together sounds really familiar. But when we start taking them out of order, same notes, totally different experience. So Dorothy, as you prepare for the challenges ahead, may you know how strong you are. May you feel that strength bubbling up inside of you. Because you are so powerful. My friend, you've got this. May you continue to soar on the wings of eagles and be upheld by the sweetness of angels always. I love that. Oh, goodness. Jeremy, who else? Michelle. Oh, hi, Michelle. Thank you, sweet friend. It was so good to see you. I am without words today. Oh, I love that. But plenty of emojis. When all else fails, emojis are it. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that the experience evoked movement in your space. I pray it continues to bring you peace and joy for the day. Katie, you and your hearts and your water bath. Yep. Yes. Katie, and for the earth, absolutely, we got to send hearts and some cooling vibes. We've got some cooling vibes coming up. So thank goodness. Onyx, no, it wasn't that sound. Yeah, I didn't think it was, but I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk about that. I think it probably has. Well, we can talk about that offline if you like. We can DM about that, and I'd be happy if you'd like. I'd be happy to look at that for you and see if there's any specific thing we can kind of navigate towards. So it's always my pleasure. I love you, sweet friend. Katie. Yes, EFT. Yep. You're tapping in your sessions to rewire from trauma. It's so good. It's so good. It's a powerful thing. If you haven't heard of EFT, I highly recommend you look it up. It's a great modality. I frequently, when I start to feel emotions welling up, there's a certain pattern of tapping based on whatever emotions that you're feeling in that moment. and that you can begin to tap and release. And it absolutely removes, it's shown not only in psychological sciences, but in biological science as well, to calm the system, to release these pockets of trauma, and actually dissipate the subsequent emotional chemicals that are stuck in the body. It's really fascinating.
I love that you know that, Katie. That's so cool.
Deanna, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. That's very generous. Katie, I love your sessions. Thank you so much. I love you being here. Thanks for being here. Kathleen, an incredible thing to remember about moving out of order to shift things around. Yeah. I mean, Einstein talks about this. He's like, almost donned a German accent. I don't know why, but he talks about the idea of that you can never solve a problem from the same mindset from which it was created. To find a solution, we have to shift things up. We did that today whenever we stepped out of ourselves and turned around and looked at us. So it's one thing to step out and kind of look out there. It's a completely other thing to witness the witness, observe the observer, stepping out and turning and looking back at you. It's a great exercise you may want to play with on your own. I like to do it at night before I go to bed or before I start any of my personal meditation sessions. It gives you a point of being able to observe yourself from a place of detached, active detachment that brings greater insight into where you currently are. I can see the energy. I can see the stuff that's stuck. I can see the grody stuff. I can see the good stuff. I can see the holes. I can see things that I can't see and think, why can't I see that? I need to be able to see that. Let's fix that. So it's a great opportunity for self-reflection, because then you don't get marred down in your emotional traumas and things that come up. And yeah, there's things that we can do to help with that. But sometimes just stepping out and turning back is quite as powerful way. So, Onik, I love you too, my soul sister. Thank you so much. Hi, Violet. Nice to see you. You and your purple heart. Thank you so much for your kind donation. I appreciate you. I love our community. You know, if you're still here, and all of our friends over on YouTube Live as well now, Roger and Star, and hey, David on YouTube. I love it. Victor. He's everywhere. So it's so good to be with you all. And I feel that you are such a gift to me right now. So not only is the moon conjuncting Uranus, we're also in a Mercury retrograde, and we will be until October 2nd. And if you've been at some of our past couple of sessions, one of the things that we have been doing for our friends in our community is I have a new album that's coming out that helps us, it's called Aligned, a planetary mantra and gong shower. And it aligns us on a physical level to the specific frequencies of the planets. The planets hold, we know, archetypal energies and archetypal frequencies. Venus, Mars, Mercury, communication, connection. But they also hold specific physical healing frequencies that are all in this track, in these tracks. And whenever you listen to this music, you actually begin to create the space where your body, the cells in your body begins to return to homeostasis, which means you can begin to heal. The science behind it is fascinating. We're stimulating the vagus nerve. We're activating the paranasal sinus cavities, creating nitric oxide flush throughout the system. What else are we doing? We're doing so many things. We've got binaural beats that are going, which is helping the brain be able to entrain to either alpha brainwave states or even theta, because in these either calm or very deeply meditative states, we're relaxing our entire system. When we do that, our mental health, anxiety just kind of starts floating away. It dissolves. It resolves itself, because you return your cells back to a point of connection, of alignment, of flow. There's no resistance. And we see that on the mental health. We also see it in the physical health potential as well. It's a function of how you use it. So I'm so excited about this album. It's super cool. We've got so many exciting things coming with it as well. Like I can't even wait to tell you. It's amazing. It's amazing how many people are connecting to this album and wanting and being affected by the energy. And it's just the energy that's all around us, right? It's anything special that I did. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time to help bring all of these energies together. So what I'd like to do is that if you would like, because Mercury's in retro right now, and aligning with the frequencies of this particular planet, this planet of communication, of technology. If you've been having tech challenges, you are not alone. I'd like to give you a free track. And all you have to do is, if this is comfortable for you, you can go to my website, which you can either go to our teachers page here on Insight Timer and click and go to the live streams page, or you can pop over right here. Jeremy's showing you what it looks like. And see that cool little nifty gold frame? Well, you can, if you enter your cell phone number or whatever texting number that you would like, text me the number. I'll get the message that you've joined, and I will send you a free downloadable version of Mercury. I think the track's, oh my gosh, it's like 10 minutes. So it's a 10-minute track you can listen to. Listen to it with your really cool headphones. Get stimulated, really stimulate that vagus nerve, which calms the body and reignite. It begins to actually, are you ready for this? It enlivens your red blood cells. The power of vibration. See, vibrational medicine is the frontier of integrative health. And that's what all the research that they and we, which I'm so excited about as well too, that is happening. So I'd love to share that track with you. If you want it, hit me up. I'll send it to you. We just sent it out we sent out a big message this Monday to our community. Actually, it was Tuesday. It was supposed to go out on Monday, but Mercury's in retro. So I'd love to send it to you if you'd like it. If you want to share it with your friends as well, that's great. And then, you know what? I'd love for you to stay in our community. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can totally say stop or whatever. Your information is safe with us. We don't take it anywhere else. So, but whatever you're comfortable with, we always love connecting with you. I love connecting with you, whether it's here on Insight Timer or wherever else on the World Wide Web or anywhere that we have the chance to hold space. I'm so thankful for all of you. Magic, you're so happy you found this session today. I'm happy you found this session today too. I was looking for something to ground after the day working in front of a screen. This went way beyond that. Oh, good for you. Well, Magic, I'm so glad you were here. And thank you for showing up, not only holding space for others, but for giving yourself permission to make your own shifts. That's huge. That's huge. So huge. Michelle, Jeremy, you're awesome. Isn't he? The hubster's Jeremy. He's such a good man. I appreciate that. Thank you. And such a beautiful offering. Yay, you can't wait to listen. Good. Well, I can't wait to send it to you. I'll be sure to do that. Dorothy, you need this. Yeah, hope your textiles can cope. Perfect. If it can't, Dorothy, darling, you reach out to me in direct message if that works for you, or you tell me in the next live session and we'll figure out I'll get Jeremy on the case. Thank goodness, he's my tech guru. So, Deborah, website, you found it? Perfect. Good. Yep. You can always find out more, always on Insight Timer here too. If you go over to our teachers page, we've got the website that gives you all the information. And if you ever want to replay or revisit any of these sessions too, go to the website, because we keep what we stream here live. We also stream, like I said, our friends on YouTube. We get to do it live there too, and then it lives in perpetuity on YouTube because of being able to support the video platform now. And we're about to bring you some more audio tracks here on Insight Timer too. So we've got a lot of great stuff coming. It's such an exciting time, and I'm glad to share it with you all. So glad you were here. Violet, you saw the Evergreen movie. I'm glad you liked it. Almost 'tis the season. Christmas is my favorite time of year. Side note, we will be doing some Christmas concerts. So I'll bring you some more details on that too, because I think we should always relish and comfort and joy, no matter the time of year, but especially at Christmas. So, my friends, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for riding with me and the Valkyries as you embraced and stepped into this time of desire to find beautiful peace and the urge to release things, to rebel against the status quo, so you can find your truest self. It was a great journey, and I was glad to be along for the ride. Until we meet again, which will be tomorrow, Thursday. I believe it's at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. and then again on Sunday. Yes, Sunday, in fact. If you, Sunday, September 18th, if you or someone that you know are in need of a physical or mental healing, and you'd like to be a part of our Sunday session, these are special sessions. We only do them periodically. It's called the Healing Circle. And what we do is that we bring forth intention, affirmation, and the power of the vibration in bowls. And we spend 10 minutes sending strong intentions, repeating beautiful affirmations created by Louise Hayes, and then augmenting all that with the bowls for 6 people. We do this for a full hour. So that's why we start a little bit early. We start at 12:25 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So if you would like to be a part of that, reach out to me directly. Just DM me here on Insight Timer, or if you're on YouTube, leave a message in the chat. I'll get that too. I think we have one space that's left, so I'd love to include you if that's something that speaks to you. So reach out. It's a beautiful time. And until we meet again, know how very loved and how very powerful you are. I love you. Sat Nam.